E40 may have been Captain Save-A-Ho, but Bricks and Toys is Captain Save-A-Lego. Welcome to Bricks and Toys. My name is Brandon, and today I have a Lego set that needs to be saved. And the Lego set I'm talking about is the 2009 Fire Brigade. Now this is so old, but so special. This is when they called them the advanced models. And when you look at how this set is made to be built by you, it is an advanced model. With these modern Lego sets, you get like 15 to 20 bags to put them together. Back then, 1 and 2. That's all you get. 2 bags. My guess is you got to sort out the colors to build the building. So that is remarkable. But another cool part about this set that's got me excited is if you guys watch the American TV show with Will Arnett, you will know a guy named Jamie Berard. That fool is the designer of this set. He even put some aspects of his own family in this set, because I guess he has family that are in the fire department business. And that was his inspiration for doing this set. And if you guys do your research, Jamie Berard is the guy who led advanced models into the modular buildings. He birthed the first modular building. And then he followed it up with this and so many other classic sets. He's now a lead designer of Lego. I don't know what his exact job title is, but you know what? He's on a TV show now, so does it even matter if he has a job? Good question. So back to this set. The backstory of this set, if you missed my video on Sunday, I believe it was the 18th, when I talked about all these sets, the thing is I bought this set used. Everywhere I went, they wanted about $450 to $500 for a used, fully built Fire Brigade. Now the problem with that is you know as well as I know, when you move Lego sets around, they can get jostled, they can fall apart, and they can break. So if you're going to buy a used Lego set, say from Bricks and Minifigs, how many times was that set broken? How many times did the fire truck roll out and fall and break? Is all the parts there as a result of this? Trust issues. That's the overall thing that I'm trying to say, is trust issues. So when I came down to the thought of doing this set, my investor of the channel, when she said that she wanted to do the Fire Brigade for going over 200, I got all these thoughts and put them into one big pot and thought, how do I want to do this? And then I thought, after we found the brick bank having issues, let's just find troubled Lego sets all the way through. The only trouble with this Lego set, it was missing a torso for one of the minifigs. Upon looking at the pictures, we figured it might be a little bit more, which is to be expected because there was no dog. The firehouse dog was not in the pictures. So how much did we end up paying for this Lego set after all? Around $400. So we still beat it by, the $50 to $100 more mark of, people saying it's complete, but is it? I just wasn't wanting to buy that fact at that price. Taking someone's word for it, especially living here in Vegas, is not something you really want to do. So we paid $400 for this set, knowing that it was missing at least 2 things. The bad news is upon reviewing it, I found it was missing $80 worth of parts. But guys, you guys got to look at it like this. Spend $450 to $500, take someone's word for it. Go through, find out it's still missing $50 to $80 worth of parts. You're now in the hole. Or buy one with known missing pieces and then spend $80. So we're still somewhere in the negative and in the green of this set. I've already gone through this set. I've already ordered the parts. Everything should be ready. And you know what? Out of the $80 worth of parts, some of those parts I may have doubled ordered. It was 2 a.m. I was falling asleep trying to get this set counted out, but it only has 2 bags and 2 books, making this set incredibly advanced and hard to do all at once. It's not like bag 1 is a few parts to count out, bag 2 is a few parts to count out. No, it's 1, 2 for over a 2,000 piece model. So you're counting over 1,000 pieces per book. Not only that, the printing grade in 2009 wasn't very good. It's kind of hard to tell a black piece from a dark gray piece, from a dark gray piece to a light gray piece. It's a little difficult. So at 2 in the morning, perceptions can get put off. But regardless, we spent $480 total. Everything should be in that box, and that's what we're going to find out today. Now, we are also going to have to give this set a bath. I don't know how much of the bath I'm going to film for you guys, but I'm going to film some of the bath so you guys can kind of see me washing a Lego set. I haven't done it in a few videos, and honestly, the last video I did it on was when I first started the channel, and not a lot of people watched that video. I kind of wish they did, because those videos were expensive to make. So, $480, we got to go ahead, we got to get it washed. Like I said before, bag 2, bag 1, a bag of maybe parts that I miscounted, base plates, and the parts that we need. That's all that we have on this set. Unfortunately, there is no instruction manual. It's all online. Thus, like I said, the printing nightmare, and there is no box. So you know what, guys? Let's go ahead. Let's get over and let's record me washing these pieces in the sink. This video is going to take a little bit longer because these pieces have to dry out before you put them on. You don't want mildew in your Lego. So let's go ahead. Let's get them cleaned. And then after we get them cleaned, time lapse that stuff. And then we'll be back for the review of the 2009 Jamie Berard designed Fire Brigade. As you guys can tell from my voice, I am super excited about this video. Maybe as much, if not more, than when I did the brick bank. So now, let's get to work. Okie dokie, so the way that this works, everybody, you take your soap, put a little bit of soap in there. Some people say you use peroxide. I don't trust that or have any idea. Go up to your sink and you just toss and shuffle, get in there with your hand and really work it in. And you just focus on getting all the dust off these parts. Well, you want to make sure your water's not too hot so you're not burning yourself while doing it. But you do want to focus on disinfecting and getting all the dust. I do run a secondary sink strainer in my sink to make sure that if any pieces do fall, I give it a higher chance of getting them. Having a sink that changes functions always helps too. This provides a more even coat of water on said bricks. And after we're done with this part, we let it drain off a little bit so we don't make a mess on our floor too bad. Then we take it over to our towel and we just lay it out. And then you just get it all laid out to where the parts can drain if they have cavities like this, and you just keep working. So that's just a very small fraction of the first bag, and we have 2 full bags like this. I'll patch you guys in and show you guys what it all looks like when it's all laid out and washed. So as you guys can see, all the pieces are laid out. I got the bags over the areas. Like this is mostly the fire truck, mostly bag 1. Minifigs. Everything got washed. Over here we got windows. the extra pieces that I might have missed. Then over here we got bag 2. Hopefully this will soon be a building and not a mess. So let's find out if we can make this into a building. Okie dokie, so here we are at the halfway point, I hope. And as you can see, we do have the bottom half of a very simple, basic fire brigade. As you can see, we now have the dog out front. We got the lady in the blue torso. That was the 2 apparent issues, among other things. So what do we have left to do? Well, this was 78 pages. Then the next step is 58 more pages on bag 2. We still have all of bag 2. As you can see, we have an empty countertop, so that is good. Obviously, because we got that all done down there. And we still have all of this in the maybe pile. So it's going good. Only had to go into a few pieces that I ordered, so that is very good. I also had to find a few pieces in my kids' room to make this work, so all is well. Let's get on to the time lapse of bag 2. Now it's time that we come in and do our review. And let's just start off with this lovely little fire truck. Or as I like to say, fire truck. Really good part usage for 2009. Really lightweight. We do have the minifig and the blue torso. That was the one that was missing its torso, but now it's back. I find it funny that these minifigs back then, all of their faces are exactly the same. They don't have special printed faces back then. But overall, good detail on the little fire truck. Pretty unique. Now we get into the building. So starting off at the top, we do have a bell. I cannot get mine to be straight for the life of me. It leans weird. Don't know. I checked the string, I checked the positioning, I can't get that right. Then we do have a water tower going into the fire station with a door that goes into the second floor. Coming down, We do have this really nice tiling work, which is pretty unique. It uses these front snot mounting bricks. I'm going to guess in 2009 that was pretty revolutionary, where nowadays it's probably pretty standard. As you can see that there is a special building technique to say 1932 right there at the top. That's pretty cool. And it looks like we do have something that resembles somewhat of an American flag. And right here above the windows, this piece is the same piece that's in front of the car. Thought that was interesting. Then we do have these nice gold firefighter caps with an axe and a hammer on either side. That's a really nice accent. You can really tell back in 2009 that they were working with minimal equipment. You can see that we have the dog out front. That was a dog that was missing. And then we have these really cool techniques to add some texturing to the front of the building. The fire door is functional, as you would expect. Ta-da! Now, one really good thing about this set is, as you can see, there's barely any discoloration on the bricks. That is a very common issue on these older sets. This gray likes to discolor. As you can see, mine's doing extremely well. And no, I did not turn any bricks inside out. I was checking the bricks when I assessed this set to see if I would have to order anything new. Here we come to the back of the fire brigade. We do got these really nice barn doors that open up. And you can see straight on through to the front. This set is really cool and really unique because of its basic style. This is an advanced model. This is before Icons and Creator Expert. This is where it all started. So your Pac-Man set that you enjoyed today would be called a advanced model 15 years ago. So now let's take off that roof and let's take a look. Be very careful here. I found out that these bricks do not play games. So we do have a lovely sofa by the window. We do have a yellow fire pole to get down quick. We do have a microwave with a kitchen cabinet right there. Sink, stove. We also have a chef whipping up some food with a over-the-stove hood. Coming around, we do have a refrigerator. Wonder what they are snacking on in the firehouse. Looks like they're snacking on some wieners and some water. Some good old hot links will keep any man going for days. Looks like they have a ping pong table with someone standing by it at this particular point in time. Then we have some type of wooden hutch in the back. Not sure exactly what the purpose of that is. Maybe someone in the comments can let me know below. Then we have the ping pong paddles with a ping pong ball right there on the ledge. Really simple design, everybody. Like, this is like right when they started getting into interior design of these sets. And it's really cool to have an advanced model to show this kind of history. Now, let's get down into that bottom layer without breaking the set. There we go. This set is so damn fragile, I feel like. We'll close that garage door down so you guys can get a look. So there's the fireman's pole again on right there going down. We do have some equipment and some hats ready to go into action at any point in time. Now, we do have some more equipment over there. What's funny is where the hats are, they're kind of off on a ledge, if I get it to focus. And that ledge kind of looks like a seating area, but I'm not quite sure. Not a lot of detail in this part, guys. It looks like we do have some tools down there, if I can get the focus a little bit. Yeah. So we do have some tools. I will say those tools were the majority of the money it took to get the set to work again. But then overall, we have a clock, and we have a door that comes in right here. It goes up those stairs. And like I said before, So those back doors do open up, allowing this to go open, see straight through, and you can pull your fire truck straight on in. Just like that, everybody. So now let's go and give some final thoughts about this set. So now we're on to the final thoughts of the Fire Brigade. And I'm just going to get the recommendation out of the way. These sets like this are extremely expensive because they're extremely old. This set is coming on to 14 years old. So to get one of these, it's $400 to $500. I'm glad that we have it for the investment, but unless you can get a good deal on it, I just, the recommendation is just up to you. I just don't like to recommend sets that you can't go out and just buy for the normal price. But I did want to talk about this set a little bit because this set was the one that I had to save. I made the jokes about E40, Captain Save-A-Ho, and I'm Captain Save-A-Lego. It's kind of funny how that rhymes, but it just does. This set was a lot worse than I originally assessed it. When I first got it in, I filmed the little inventory video of it. We got a whole bunch of new stuff from Lego that day, and then we went through and we checked out these sets. And then after I filmed that video, I stayed up until 2 in the morning counting all the pieces, making sure that everything is all there, and if not, what do I have to order? Well, guys, I will say I did order too many parts, but that $70 to $80 in parts that I spent, it sticks. Like those tools that I showed in the review towards the end on the bottom floor, those tools were about $15 to $20 after shipping. What's funny about it is if you wanted those tools in the plastic wheel that they originally come into, it would be anywhere between $30 and $45. So I got the used ones out of the wheel. They look great, they work, they do the job for half the price. And then there's things like the light blue torso. The light blue torso alone is about $20 to $25 shipped to you. So that right there is almost $40 of the parts that we ordered. And then there's like the dog. The dog's another $7 to $10. For a little brown casted dog. So that puts us up to $50. So if I over-ordered any parts, I only did it by $20 or $30. And those are parts that I can use to make base plates and stuff for the city, because it's just basic 1x brick that goes into this. So overall, not too bad. But on the thing about ordering parts, this set tells a story. And when I talk about this story really quick with you all, any master Lego people in the audience watching my video right now, comment below if any of this makes sense and you can explain it to me. Several of the bricks had different castings. Several. Like the 1x2 with a snot coming out of it. Some look like the traditional, where they were kind of like rounded off on the bottom with no like stud in the middle, no locking clutch stud. And some were completely squared off with a locking stud in the middle. Two completely different designs, both Lego, but yet, one was the modern style, one was, I'm guessing, an older style. And then there was other pieces that takes like the cross axle that goes straight through. Some looked pretty normal, some looked completely bizarre. And when I look inside, it says Lego, but in a really old fashion. And then the windows. On the bottom, some said Lego on the bottom, some said Lego on the top, on the same sized window piece. And this kept occurring on the plates, with the plates on the back. Some had like a cross casting on the back. It still said Lego, but on the modern design, they don't do that no more. So what I'm wondering with this set is if this set is a troubled set. Like, somebody got it, it was missing pieces, they restored it, and then they got tired of it, and then they sold it to me. And that's why it was missing some other pieces, like the tools, the torso, and the dog. Since that was another $50, they probably just said, screw it, I'm not spending the money. To me, that's what makes sense to me. I come from a car background, like I said before, and if you have a car with too many issues, you get the apparent ones fixed, you sell the car. The other issues become that owner's problem. And I wonder if that's what happened with this set, because it is 2009, it is 14 years old, but to have so many different casted pieces, like 2 different types of casted pieces for a lot of the parts for this set, it was just really bizarro to me. Like, it was nuts. And one of the things I did want to point out, like I did in my review, a lot of the gray brick is barely tinted. Even with the plating and stuff, it's barely yellowed. And I heard that that was a huge issue 14 years ago. Yet with this set, it's barely yellowed. Everything's in excellent condition as far as, you know, getting that UV yellow tint or whatever it's called. So I'm really wondering if this set has been through some stuff before into my collection. So if you guys know anything about these different casted, you know, 1x4 tiles and stuff, let me know in the comments below and explain it to me, because I was freaking out when I was doing the inventory, and I kind of started to notice it. I checked everything. It still has Lego. It still has serial numbers. It's not a fake. It's just weird. I do know a lot of people, they do take these sets. They get the parts from a Chinese provider that makes, you know, close replica Lego, and then they make them and then they sell them. They don't sell them for $400, $500. Usually sell them for $200 to $300 and say it's a good Lego deal. But I don't feel like that's what happened here, because the other part of the story about this being troubled is the parts are so freaking scratched. Parts that go inside the building is scratched. I could see 14 years of wiping it, you know, this off, this getting a little bit of a dull texture. But every single piece was so dulled out. And there's really nothing I can do about it. It just makes it look weathered. And, you know, it's an old fire station. You know, and the Lego Easter egg is 1932. That's the birth year of Lego. But we can easily say that that's the founding of the fire station as well. So it's been around for, you know, 90 years in the Lego City, and that's why it looks weathered. But that fading of the pieces, where this looks like it grinded, the windows, everything is so dull from this. So it's like, how long was this set in a bag? In the eBay pictures, it was together, but here, it's all dulled out. So it's kind of like, did they build it, picture it, eBay it, and it sat on eBay for a long time, and they just moved it around a lot? I have so many questions. Well, I can tell you one thing is for certain. I am not the second owner of this set. I am probably the 3rd or 4th owner of this set. I'm not the only one to ever have to repair it. I'm probably the 2nd or 3rd person to ever have to repair it. Going back to the set, let's just start from the top to the bottom really quick. There's not a lot to talk about here about what we like about this set, regardless of the weird backstory that has clues but no definite, you know, answer to what happened. The bell is a beautiful touch. I like it. I tried to reorganize my strings and stuff to get it to sit straight. I can't. I gave up. The water tower is a feature that we don't get really on any of the Lego sets in front of me here, so that's cool. Going on down, the 1932, the Easter egg to the founding year of Lego. That is an incredible touch. Going down into the little fireman's cottage or fireman's apartment, that is a really cool, you know, area. At that time, interiors were relatively new to Lego. So for it to have a little teeny kitchen, a couch, and a fridge with some sausages, and a ping pong table, that looks like a really cool spot to kick it. So I like that. Going down, we have a very empty, you know, fire brigade area. I like the silver hats that sit on the little frogs for knobs. I do like the little bench that they put underneath of it. The little tool area is super unique. There's some trash cans and some storage bins. There's brooms and shovels. Overall, really cool. I do like how the fire truck can go straight through. So if your city allows it to go straight through, it can. Mine, if you go straight through, it's going onto the floor. Going into the fire truck, I think it's got a lot of good part usage. This was before, you know, Speed Champions and special molded parts to make vehicles, and I think they did a great job of making this vehicle. On the outside of the building, I do like how they kind of, I think that's supposed to represent the American flag. Hopefully I'm not being naive and thinking that that's what they would put on this set. The gold hats with the fireman tools as the accents on the front of the building, really a nice touch. The brickwork, really a nice touch. So overall, it's a really nice building. And the other thing I wanted to point out was on the second level, the all-around windows. The windows in the back that are really large, the windows in the front that are pretty large. It brings a lot of light to that floor. I feel like with some of these newer sets, they can get a little dark inside because they don't put enough windows. So to see that is a really nice touch. Overall, to the infamous Lego designer, Jamie Berard, that did this set, he did a really good job with what he had. And that is going into my last point, the point of what he had. One thing I noticed while working on this set is they used so many incredible small pieces of unique colors. And I'm wondering if that's because they didn't have the larger, you know, 1x plates of that color, you know, in that time. So when you're working with these older sets, you will see a lot of that. 10 1x1, you know, plates. Instead of using, you know, a 1x6 compared with a 1x5 or a 1x4 to make the 1x10, they just have you use a bunch of little dots. So I did notice that as well. So yeah. So this is the first advanced models and probably the last advanced models. I don't really like the advanced model concept as they really expect you to sort out all the pieces, where nowadays we're pretty much spoiled with how Lego is, giving us 15 bags to figure it out. Back then, they gave you 2, sort it out into bins, build your set. So back then, they really expected you to be a really, you know, a really knowledgeable Lego builder, or nowadays they spell it out for you like you're stupid. I will notice that. I do have the Advanced Models VW bus behind me from 2011, and after building this, I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to wait even longer till I build it. Because I know when I get into that, it's going to be probably 1 or 2 bags, and it's going to be sort out all the pieces by color and size, then build your set, just like this was behind me. Not only that, the book on the internet of this was a nightmare to try to read. The colors were not right, and you couldn't see if the bricks were plates or if they were tiles. So with that, guys, that wraps it up for this video. One last thing I did want to say is I am wearing one of my shirts I got in Alaska. I told you when I wear my shirts, I will point them out, and that's what I'm doing here today with this wonderful Star Wars, pun intended, salmon t-shirt, Return of the Sockeye. This is hilarious. So with that, guys, if you like videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. You all have a good one. Next up, bonus footage of me putting it into the city. How does the song go? Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride. So then it comes on in. Goes up to the street, pop, lock, and drop it like that good old song. Slide over the corner garage. Put our road back. Move our truck forward. It is really strange how there's a big gap over here. Don't know why that is. Something wrong with this building, I guess. There's a slope. Okay, no big deal. So guys, there it is. It's in the city, and it looks incredible. So it's kind of an emotional moment, everybody. Take you guys in for a closer look. It's like my little city is getting complete. I love how that fire truck looks like it can just roar right out at any time. And the colors of that fire brigade blend perfectly with the assembly square and the corner garage in between it, even though those buildings are drastically newer. So that wraps it up, everybody. Thank you for watching.